Welcome to Math 120, Chapter 2.4. Left off the title, but we'll just simply say more Venn diagrams. This video is not intended to be a substitute for reading the book, but serves as a supplement to the book. Again, you should have read over section 2.4. Upon completion of this section, you should be able to understand the following: the ability to solve application problems using Venn diagrams. At times, you will pause the video and try to answer the problem, and then restart the video. Okay, pause the video, read the problem, try working it out, play the video. So we took a survey of 420 students to see how many of them drink soda, and how many drink tea. The Venn diagram summarizes the results, and we need to answer the following. How many students drink soda? Well, if you drink soda, you have to be either standing in this region or in this region. And therefore, 254. If you drink neither soda nor tea, so you're not in either one of the two circles, you have to be standing out here. So that one's simple, 121. Now this next one here, hopefully you were careful, because the students who do not drink both, they don't drink both. Well, if you're standing here, you drink only one. You don't drink both. If you're standing here, you only drink one. You don't drink both. But I bet you overlook that number. Because if you're standing here, you don't drink both. And that's what it's asking for. Be careful. So the answer is 197. No, my little line did not show up here, so I'll have to draw it in. All right. Last one. How many of the students drink soda or tea? I left out the word drink. All right. Well, as I mentioned, just keep going here. Well, if you drink soda or tea, you're here, or you're here. Soda or tea. So any of those three numbers, which 31, 223, 45 add up to 299. Moving on. In the following two examples, we will be constructing the Venn diagram based upon some given numbers. You must keep in mind that a number may overlap multiple regions, meaning that number may have to be broken up, and you cannot break up that number until you know exactly how to. So when you're given a number, you just can't necessarily place it somewhere because it might belong to multiple regions. So you start by trying to find any numbers that may fit into exactly one region. So this is really, for the next two problems we look at, this is really our starting point here. But you have to keep in mind, does a number belong to one region or multiple regions? And if it belongs to multiple regions, you need to know how to break it up. Okay, read the problem. Try to work it out. Play the video, and we'll compare answers. So you have a survey of 190 people. We gathered some information regarding what they own, a bird or a dog. Now notice the Venn diagram says cat, so the cat circle is really a dog circle, okay? So we have our information here, and we need to construct this Venn diagram, and our first step is to find the numbers which fit in exactly one place. The bird number breaks up into two regions. The dog number breaks up into two regions, so we can't work with them. But there's only one number that we know where it goes. If you own a bird and a dog, you're right there, the 39. Next, from that information, we start working with the other numbers. If you notice, we can break up the 84 now. Why? Because if you own a bird, you're either here or you're here. These two numbers have to add up to 89. A little mathematics will tell us that missing number has to be 45. Now, let's look at the dog number, the 67. In a similar fashion, if you own a dog, you're either right here or you're right here. The total number of people that own a dog is 67. So that 67 has to be 39 plus what's missing. What's missing? 28. Now there's one more region, and a lot of people forget it. The possible people that are on the outside here. That is, we can break up the 190. The reason why, the universe has a total of 190 people. We have accounted for 39, 45, and 28 people. There's only one region left. So when we take that difference from 190, we see that 78 people are missing. Only one place to put them, people, right there. So there's my Venn diagram. Okay, now the big time. Pause the video. Take your time walking yourself through the problem. Remember, you're trying to find any numbers or numbers, whatever, that you can find fits in exactly one place. Well, it's been a while, but welcome back. We're going to get started. If you go down this list and you look for the numbers that fit in exactly one place, you should have found that there are 3 of them. The 151, because they belong to the group that have all three side effects, meaning you're right here, all three. The 47, you have anxiety and fatigue, but you don't have dizziness. So the 47, right here, because you don't have dizziness, so you know you're in that region. Anxiety, fatigue, no dizziness. The 102, right here. These people have anxiety and dizziness, but they don't have fatigue. So they have to be standing here, because if you're standing here, you have all three. So now we found out the numbers that have exactly one place. We can start breaking up some of the other numbers. If you notice, I can't break up the 602 because that's the universe and there's a whole bunch of empty regions. I can't work with the, well, I actually can work with the anxiety one. Actually, the anxiety one could be used right now. If you look at this, anxiety is only one place open. Okay, now there's no fixed order in which to do this. You just need to start working on things, but you can't work with a number until you know how to break it up. Like I said, the 602, we don't know how to break it up because there's just too many regions that are empty associated with that number. See, if you look at the dizziness number, I'll point it out. At this present time, with what I have filled in, I can't work with it because the dizziness has two empty spots. So the remaining people, how do they break up? I don't know. It's the same situation with the fatigue. But you can work up the 182 because the 182 are fatigue and dizziness. If you have fatigue and dizziness, you are in this football looking thing, right? This is fatigue and dizziness. Let me stress, it doesn't say you don't have anxiety. Be careful with respect to what they're saying. This statement says nothing about anxiety. You may or may not have it. So we know those that have fatigue and dizziness fall in here. We're only missing one region. And so the 151 plus the missing number adds up to 182, and that is 31. We can now go and work with the 261 now. Because for 261, that is the fatigue group here, right? The fatigue group right here. There's only one place missing. So if you take all these other numbers here, we're missing one number that has to give us 261. That one number is 32. Continuing. Now look at the 346. Dizziness. We have enough information now for handling dizziness. Because if you're dizzy, you're down here somewhere. One spot missing. Those numbers added up, plus the missing number, has to be 346. That missing number, 62. We deal with the 418 now, which we actually could have dealt with earlier, as I mentioned. Those having anxiety are in this circle. Missing one number. The other three numbers we have. We add them up, the missing number has to be 118. Finally, the 602. We have every spot filled except the outside. That outside missing number is 58. So for little Lagniappe here, can you start answering questions like this? How many have exactly one? Well, you have exactly one. Let's see. Let's erase all this stuff, okay? Let's get this stuff out the way. Okay? You have exactly one if you're here, here, or here. So those three numbers add up to 212. So just be careful. I would play this video over again. You have to watch how you work with a number. So just to remind you, in the previous two examples, we constructed, yeah, that's a typo, okay. You know, again, unedited videos, you get what you get, okay? Anyway, nobody's perfect, right? Actual Venn diagram based upon some given numbers. Keep in mind, a number may overlap multiple regions. That number may have to be broken up. And you cannot break up that number until you know exactly how to. So you always start by trying to find any number that fits in exactly one region. Again, it's over with. That's the end of 2.4. Any questions? There's my email address. Thank you.